everyone, it's Aaron Ball, and welcome to Stay in Touch. We're streaming live on Facebook, we're posting this on YouTube, and sharing with our incredible partners in broadcast. We want to say thank you for getting the word out in this time of need. We're all in this together, and I invite anybody who has a message that's valuable and needs to connect with the community, text me or leave us a like or comment on Facebook. My number is 850-723-4546. You can text me. We're happy to read press releases and critical information that is not of a political nature, but of an impact nature, something that can tangibly help lives and support small businesses and our first responders, our critical infrastructure. That's what we're about every day of the week. So the headlines can feel so overwhelming, and I'm here at this program every day to tell you that you're not alone. We're going to spend time together like a fireside chat with the entire community rallying together. We're here to support and uplift people and invite everybody in the community to contribute and have a platform for their vital efforts. You know, today, our first interview, I'm really honored to have Mayor Grover Robinson on the program, piping in from his beautiful home. So first, let's get to your comments. We love hearing from moms and dads and kiddos as well. We have a special guest who's here to help me every program, hopefully. Ruthie Christie is the head of Pensacola Young Professionals, Executive Director, and she's got Ruthie's Real Talk. Hey, Ruthie.
Thank you so much, Aaron, for having me. It's so awesome to be here with you all. So as often as we can, we're going to take questions from viewers from all around the community. So connect with us. The best way you can do that is on our Facebook page, the Pensacola Young Professionals, which is facebook.com/PensacolaYP. So we're getting great questions from our members in particular. They want to know, particularly from the mayor, what this city has in store for us. What are some of the plans that are in place when it comes to shelter in place, stay at home? How is that going to be enforced? What should that look like? We also want to know, are there any financial relief programs that are going to be available for people living here in the community, and what that might look like and who might qualify for those. And some people just want to know, are we still allowed to walk our dogs outside?
For sure, we've got a lot of pet lovers. Great questions. We'll make sure to ask them to Mayor Robinson coming up. Thank you, Ruthie. Do you have a pet?
I do. I have a golden retriever. Her name is Daisy, and she is definitely keeping me sane through all of this. I'm happy to be at home with Daisy.
And I bet Daisy's happy to be with you. Thank you, Ruthie, for being with us.
So our kids are coming up with new ways every day to creatively cope with COVID-19. And I know for me, they inspire me. Our daughter every day brings something new for us to enjoy. Share those things with us at Pensacola Kids, hashtag Pensacola Kids, and we'll try to share those videos and photos with you as they come in. We want to hear from you about the things you're doing to make lemonade out of lemons and put a smile on your family and friends' faces. Let us know and share your videos and stories to our social media. We'll feature them on a daily broadcast of Stay in Touch. Each day we'll be sharing with you interviews that might be from people you've never heard of, and others like Mayor Robinson and Fred Levin that need no introduction. So it's an honor to put this show together. We don't get it done without support and effort from the community as well. Some of us have the ability to do a show, some of us have the ability to fund it and underwrite it, and others have a really great responsibility of helping us promote it. So wherever you find yourself, thank you for being a participant. Thank you for coming alongside us and supporting this work. We hope it's a vital public service that we can continue to do as things get tougher. So now I want to send it to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with our interview with Mayor Grover Robinson.
From our miles of sugar white sand and emerald Gulf waters to our picture-perfect blend of arts, history, and Southern hospitality, folks have always come to Pensacola to escape, refresh, and relax. Enjoying Pensacola's many experiences has been put on pause for a while, but we want you to know that we're still Pensacola. For over 450 years, we've emerged from every challenge stronger and better. This time will be no different. Until we see you again, please take care of one another. We'll save you a spot in the sand.
Hey everybody, this is Ruthie Christie, Executive Director of the Pensacola Young Professionals. I'm here at the Real Talk desk, and we are going to be here every day to get your questions answered. So please connect with us and let's stay in touch.
Well, as promised, we have a very special guest tonight for our first episode, leading us off, Mayor Grover Robinson of Pensacola. Thank you so much for being with us on a busy day.
Aaron, thank you very much for having me on today. I'm happy to be a part of your production.
Where are you riding out this storm?
I'm at home with my wife and my two adult kids at this particular time. My daughter, Anna Lowry, is home from Ole Miss, so she is doing online classes from the house. My son, who's graduated, is working for the state attorney's office. He's actually living down at my mother-in-law's house, but he is oftentimes back at our house having dinner. We're all having dinner together. It's sort of given us a chance to reconnect as a family. It's been a good opportunity. If there was one thing in this whole thing that's been kind of nice, it's nice to be able to get together as a family.
I'm curious, Mr. Mayor, what are some of the new ways your family members and colleagues are staying in touch?
Well, I think all of us are learning a little bit more about things like FaceTime and things we probably didn't do as much beforehand. Watching things online. We've all developed new habits in what we end up doing. It has been interesting, though, the way it has kind of brought us back to sitting together and talking, which has been a good thing. But certainly as we look with our friends and our family, it definitely has changed the way we've communicated. I think the biggest challenge is my mother-in-law, who is in an assisted living facility now. She's sort of become locked in, and we can't visit her. So we do contact her, we do call her, we do text her, all of those things, trying to catch up with her and stay in touch. She just celebrated her birthday this past weekend, and it was a little bit different for us how we celebrated that birthday.
I'll bet.
Are you getting out and about to restaurants for takeout or hearing from local business owners?
Well, we very much are trying to support local businesses. We have gotten a lot of takeouts. My wife has been cooking some at home, but we have also been trying to do our part and support our local businesses with takeout. I certainly appreciate, I know there's a list. You can go to the Pensacola Chamber. They've got chamber members and other restaurants that you can look at who are participating in the ability to either deliver or take out. We are hearing a lot from local business owners, clearly. I know it's been challenging, but it's also been encouraging to see what a number of business owners have done and continue to do in trying to help the community at large. So again, we continue to stay involved with our local businesses and how we can work with them to help make it better for them.
Mr. Mayor, what do you hope we learn from all this as a community?
Well, I think hopefully two things. One, we all hope that we learn how to do pandemic a little bit better, and we're learning through it. This is sort of our first run through it. But I think there's also the importance of resiliency. I do think one of the strengths that Pensacola and Muscogee County have is resiliency. We have been through a number of things, whether it's hurricanes, oil spills, a variety of different events, tornadoes and torrential downpours. We have resiliency, so we do know how to do these things. Obviously, pandemic has been a little bit new for us, but not something totally out of character. Pensacola in its history had many pandemics with yellow fever and a variety of other things, malaria. Knock on wood, we've kind of been able to get out of a lot of those and haven't had that experience lately. However, Clearly, COVID-19 has reduced us, has introduced us back into what we do for pandemics. So we're learning and we're going to get better, but it's been a good process.
So I'm curious, what are you telling your team about what to expect in the next few months?
You know, I was just asked this question the other day by the News Journal because they were looking to work at what happened with Deepwater Horizon. And there's a lot of similarities between this and Deepwater Horizon. Some of the things that we went through, both in the response that we're going through now and then as we position ourselves for recovery. Certainly there are a lot of issues with community resiliency that we deal with in that. I think the overall, the most important part is when these new challenges come up, they are scary. They are things we've never been through before. But the challenges, we got to remember, we can overcome them. And I think the most important part is to remember very quick that we can't be fearful, that we need to get fear out of what we're doing, and remember to figure out it is something new. We might be doing something that we've never done before, but it doesn't mean we've never dealt with challenges. So we need to look back at those challenges, how we've done it, and reassess. I think that's very much, I remember the oil spill, those first couple of weeks were very scary. We had never dealt with oil. We didn't understand anything about it. But over time, I saw us gain more confidence, better understanding, and we were able to ultimately resolve it and then move into recovery. And we were able to do a really good recovery because of what we've been focused on. Right now with COVID, I think I've seen those first couple of weeks where we were challenged, but I see us now significantly in a better position to be able to handle things, understand it better, and know what we need to be doing than we were 2 weeks ago. And I think overall, much like the oil spill, we're going to get through this, and then we're going to be able to approach recovery. And I think the experiences we've had in recovery before, natural disasters and things like the oil spill, will really help us as a community recover as we move forward.
We're all making adjustments, but what are some of the small changes that companies or individuals should consider making from your perspective?
Well, I think right now, when we're in the containment process, I think it's helpful to identify ways that you can do your work and you can do it effectively being apart. If there are opportunities for you to send people home and be able to work from home through technology where that works, that's great. Other areas you may not be able to do that, and we certainly have that at the city, and we've been working through that. But again, we've learned how to do that and reassign our personnel. It's taken us a couple of weeks to learn all this, but I feel like we're much better at what we're doing and how we're operating. We're doing a better job of using technology, but we're not perfect at that. We're still learning, but we are definitely doing a better job of using technology. The other part is to begin to figure out, okay, what's going to happen when we reach the end of this, and how do we begin to transition ourselves into recovery? I think as we transition ourselves into recovery, those that are beginning to think about that and what they'll need to do will be more effective and will come out of this faster and better by doing that. So right now is the time to be thinking about, okay, what are we going to do in recovery? While you're operating in this period of containment, I think you do need to think about recovery.
At this time, where are you focusing your support and resources?
Again, one of the things that happened here at the city is we wanted to get people, we knew people were going to be sacrificing, and I wanted to send a very strong signal that I was not opposed to figuring out how to sacrifice myself at this particular time. So my family and I, we talked about it, and again, at this particular time, I'm foregoing my salary, and we're placing that both here at the city and helping people deal with those that can't pay their gas bills and their sanitation services. Certainly that's something that I've focused on. I'm also, I've talked to my rector at my church, and we're supporting our church at this particular time because I know we're having online services. It's something we're all getting used to, but unfortunately the collection plate doesn't get passed online. So again, certainly trying to help some of those things in my personal life. And if there are opportunities for you to do that, but it's really how we all can pitch in at any particular point. We understand at the city what we have the opportunity to serve. We're all about public service. So really the opportunities that we have to support things that are happening at the city and the men and women who are working for the city, whatever I can do to help them is what I'm trying to do at this particular time. but I'm also looking still at other causes and being actively involved. And I would ask all of your viewers out there if there's anything that they can do to help these causes. These are all good causes. They need support. Definitely the not-for-profit sector is hurting at this point. Whatever you can do to help, certainly we'd ask that you do that.
I'm curious, what do you expect about the economy and specifically Pensacola after this hurricane is over?
So I do think the consumer demand will pick back up as we come out of this. I think there will obviously be some challenges for our small businesses. It's certainly my hope that we look at the CARE Act that was passed by Congress, that those monies actually get to those small businesses and the employees of those small businesses. If they can get going and get up and running, we'll be able to transition much faster. So again, recovery is going to be a part of this. We are going to recover, and we're all going to get out of this. And I think a lot of things will naturally move as we come back into it. The demand will probably still be strong in how we connect ourselves. But I feel very good to have our community connected to really two very strong businesses overall. What we've done with Navy Federal and the connections that they have worldwide into serving our military, as well as the connections that we've brought with a partner from Singapore. There's one economy we've seen that's handled this very well. It's been Singapore. Obviously, they've gone through things like this before, but everything I've read from an economic standpoint says that these countries in Asia that handled this correctly will be poised to be good partners. The good news about Pensacola is we're partnered financially and economically with one of those companies in one of those countries. So I think these are things that will help us as we move to recovery. We'll be in a better position. These are things I'm much more confident as we go out. I'm confident that we're going to get through it. My major concern right now is making sure we take care of the virus. And I really think if we do that and we protect Pensacola and we don't ever become a hot spot, I think our tourism is going to come back, because I think when you look at what's here, our busiest season is our summer season. It's still ahead of us. We haven't seen that compromised at this particular point. If we can come out of this and be prepared to go forward, we're going to have a summer season, and we're going to have a season where people probably are not at this point looking to get as involved in airline travel. They'll probably be more happy to do things by car. And we're a great drive destination market with a great product that we have here. So I'm very excited about where we can go with recovery if we can just get to recovery. And I think that's what we're all trying to work with. If we can get through containment, I'm confident that recovery will be here.
As we wrap up, what encouragement or inspiration do you have to share with our community?
Well, thank you for that question. I think we did this a couple of days ago when we had our press conference. When I started getting calls and emails, it was evident to me that there was an awful lot of fear in our community and dealing with it. And it's certainly understandable. We were dealing with change and something we never had done. But I really thought back to what FDR said when he said, "We have nothing to fear but fear itself." Whether it's dealing with the virus or whether it's dealing with economic recovery, fear is going to be the most challenging and difficult thing that we've got to deal with. If we get past that fear, we're great. We are Americans. We can do this. We can defeat the virus, and we can handle the recovery. We've just got to realize that fear is never good at helping us make the right decisions. The other thing that I thought of immediately was Kennedy's quote that said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." And right now, there are a lot of things we're asking for you. We're asking for you, first off, again, the most important thing would be if you could work and comply with the instructions we're giving. If you're in an at-risk situation, if your health or your age make you at risk, we're asking that you stay home. If you have the virus or you have symptoms of the virus, the most important thing you can do is stay home and not spread it around anywhere else. Again, other things that we're asking you to do here is shop for your daily needs and your needs of your family, but do not hoard things. There's no reason. We have an excellent supply chain that is continuing to provide for us. There's no reason for you to go in and hoard things. We're all working together in this. And then finally, if you have the opportunity, if you aren't contagious and you're young and you're not susceptible, we're asking that you participate in the workforce and continue. There are a lot of things we've got to do to continue to make things and to continue to handle what's going on, so when we get out of this, we'll be poised for recovery. And lastly, if you have the opportunity, we ask that you support local businesses. There are a number of businesses that are dealing with challenges, but they're finding ways to rise to the occasion. They've changed what they're doing, they've changed their mode of operation, and they're dependent on you. And if you have so inclined and have the opportunity, I ask that you support a local business and find a way to support them. We're all continuing to work through this, and we're going to get through it. But if we all work together, those are the things. So again, right now your city and your county may be asking for you to do certain things. We ask that you work with us at this point. We're going to get through this, and it's all going to get through, and at some point we'll all be ready to work and move forward. But this time, if we could all work together, we're going to get through it.
Absolutely agree.
Mr. Mayor, was this a painful interview doing it virtually, or how did it work?
Well, no, again, we're all learning to do something different. So it was not painful at all. It's just a process of learning, and I think that's, fear comes a lot from the fact that that it causes us to do something new. I think about what Quint talks about all the time, the cycles of change, and that really it's some of your most expert and longest standing staff that have difficulty with dealing with change, because they've gotten so good and efficient at what they do that change is sometimes different. I've always looked at change as incredibly good for all of us. I had the opportunity to change. I took a change by moving from the county to the city. It's been a great learning experience for me and a great thing for me personally. So I think any of us that deal with change in this interview and how we're doing it a little bit differently is certainly one of those aspects. We all have to learn with change. None of us totally like change, but I think when we allow change to happen, we actually develop better skills ourselves. We become better people. And it really helps us to expand our horizons and be better people for meeting the challenges of tomorrow.
Mayor Robinson, thank you again for being on the program. We'll talk to you soon. Stay in touch.
Thank you for the opportunity to be here. It's been great, and we certainly appreciate being on camera and a chance to be with your viewers.
We sure appreciate our timely words from our friends. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. I invite you to get in contact with us. Share this program with your friends and colleagues. It's really intended for folks that are stuck at home, like my grandmother, who is one of the at-risk individuals that really just needs some encouragement and inspiration every day. My mama, I'm saying hi to you. We love you. Stay safe and stay sane. Keep up the diligence. Right now, we're becoming this kind of a little bit apathetic, I think. There's a sense of exhaustion setting in. And the word that we're getting from the CDC and elsewhere is that the risk today is so much greater than it was last week, and so much greater than the week before. And the risk will continue to go up through these difficult days ahead. So keep up the vigilance, keep up the hand washing, and stay safe. Protect yourself and your loved ones. Well, finally tonight, I'd like to leave you with some images that might uplift you. Our horse Annabelle is about to throw her first foal. As a young mom, it's always nerve-wracking, especially in difficult times. So we are counting down the days any day, and we'll bring you updates every day about Annabelle and how she's doing with her new foal as we all go through this. Feel free to share yours with us on social media, videos and photos, and we'll try to feature them. My friends, we have a very special treat today. a performance to take us out from John Ripley, a beautiful local pianist that I've come to really respect and admire. Thanks, John, for performing this beautiful piece.